Hi, I'm Steve Venuti, the Vice President of Marketing for HDMI Licensing, LLC. We're the group that develops and manages the latest high-definition standard in home theater, HDMI. HDMI stands for the High Definition Multimedia Interface. It's the new standard for connecting all of your high-definition home theater devices so that they can give you the highest quality entertainment experience. However, your home theater audio and video equipment may have varying data requirements to perform their best. Different AV components require different levels of HDMI data throughput. An HD TV rated for 720p video requires a relatively low level of HDMI throughput. Today's benchmark 1080p HD TVs require more data and therefore need an HDMI cable capable of carrying that extra data. Depending on your home theater equipment, you should choose an HDMI cable that can effectively deliver the maximum amount of data your system requires. For instance, standard DVD players deliver a relatively low resolution of 480 lines in progressive scan. This requires a data throughput of only 0.81 gigabits per second. Standard speed HDMI, which can deliver a 720p or 1080i video signal, requires a 2.23 gigabit throughput. 1080p video offered by Blu-ray and HD DVD players requires a high-speed HDMI cable capable of 4.5 gigabits of throughput. That's an incredible amount of data, and it all means that you get an unbelievable picture and sound from your home theater. However, HDMI's data pipe can deliver up to 10.2 gigabits of data per second. So today's HDMI standard is already fast enough for the future of home theater entertainment. One of the things I'm always asked is, why are there different versions of HDMI? Isn't a standard something that stands still? Well, we are in an incredible time for consumer electronics, where the quality of the video and audio we can now receive at home is unbelievable. But do you really think we have reached the end? Not by a long shot. We at HDMI understand that this industry is advancing at lightning speed, and so we are always adding more capabilities to the standard so that the manufacturers of products can give you better and better audio and video fidelity and quality. In 2002, we started with HDMI 1.0. From the start, HDMI was able to handle the bandwidth required to send an uncompressed 1080p signal and 8 channels of uncompressed digital audio or any of the compressed formats of Dolby or DTS, 1080p in 2002, even though back then nobody was making 1080p capable HD TVs. But we said we needed to be ahead of the curve and developed a data pipe big enough that the consumer electronics manufacturers could build the products that need this kind of bandwidth. A bit later, we announced HDMI 1.1, which added the capability to carry a specific audio format called DVD audio. Soon after that came HDMI 1.2, which added another audio format called Super Audio CD. And then last year, 2006, we launched HDMI 1.3. Like any other technology, HDMI is evolving. It's currently at version 1.3. In HDMI 1.3, we essentially doubled the bandwidth that can go through the pipe. We've increased the bandwidth to over 10.2 gigabits per second. We've taken a data pipe that's already huge, delivering the highest quality audio and video today, and more than doubled its capacity. So, what can you do with all this new bandwidth? Well, there are a couple of things. Right now, 1080p HD TVs are the highest standard available on the market. 1080p means that there are 1080 lines of resolution displayed on screen at once. This gives you an incredibly film-like quality that you're used to seeing only in movie theaters. In the future, you're going to start seeing even higher resolution screens, perhaps 1440p. This increased resolution will require even more bandwidth. More bandwidth is going to mean there's a lot more data passing through this single cable. So we've also designated 2 categories of cables. Standard HDMI cables, which are cables in the market now and in the past, have been tested and rated to support enough bandwidth to power a 1080i signal. But now, because we're going to see situations that require more and more bandwidth, we have designated a category called high-speed HDMI cable, which means the cable has been tested at the full bandwidth capability of HDMI 1.3, 10.2 gigabits per second.